So today we're here doing a little video on where this prison, Fitchburg, Mass. As you can see, the county jail, Worcester County House of Correction with its impressive gardens opened on Water Street, 1860. The 4-story brick and granite building housed a hospital, a library, a chapel, and cells for 70 inmates, some of whom were Southern women spies during the Civil War. Several local citizens were confined for such misdemeanors as our removing snow directly after the storm. Once a 10-year-old runaway boy served 9 months here. So Fitchburg had its own prison. I want to thank the person that found this for me. Hugely appreciate it. I owe that one guy one for that. Like I say, you help me later on, hopefully when my channel fucking breaks, and somehow pay you back too. That's how it's gonna work in my world, but till then, so why do you would think it would be here at this Water Street location where the old Lincoln Drug used to be? Might as well just throw that in there real quick. Lincoln Drug was the old department store that I used to go to as a kid when I first moved here. Used to be a big-ass convenience store. Pretty much ran through this whole building off this side. And, I actually found newspaper articles of it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but when I do get back into looking, I'll have to, do a video of some ads they had back then. But other than that, why would you think it'd come along here? Off to the right of the building, you can see the mound of hill, which would probably be the mound of hill that you see behind this building. My father had informed me, because he's a historian himself, that a lot of these towns through the Civil War had their own prisons. Not a lot, but there was out there. And that being said, it's like, wow. Who would ever have thought that Fitchburg, Mass. would have its own prison? I think they should bring it back, don't you think, these days, with all them fucking needle-using, pushing assholes. But, that must have been one big fucking, as you can see, one big prison. And, going right along the back over there, I would say that it went as far as the Salvation Army, for Christ's sakes. That had to have been one long building. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was brick. I'm trying to think if that was the red brick buildings that I seen on Brattle Road in Fitchburg. It must have been just parts left over from the jail. I'm gonna take a little swing through the parking lot. I ain't got much time, but I'm gonna run behind the building here and then head out. But just think, man, what the hell? It's pretty neat to find out this stuff, and it only explains, right, what, and you'll see how big and huge this parking lot is. I mean, this expands all the way back here. And I ain't gonna be able to go too far back, because this is Mount Wachusett. Wachusett potato chips. This is probably where the jail originally stood. And there was probably going out back of this building, probably there was leftover jail maybe, or even if they had it in their parking lot over here of the leftover jail. I mean, I remember when I moved into this town, clear as day, in 1985. I'm just gonna take a real quick swing around over there and get yelled at to show you the mound back here as it would look back in the 1800s. And yeah, that looks about right, about that mound right there, and how it stands. So this, as you can see, a huge friggin' parking lot. I don't recommend anybody come over here because you're not allowed to, but just showing you that mound and looking at this mound, yeah, it does look identical. Of course, the stone wall out back there also proves that, yeah, there had to have been some building structure. Which I don't know if I can see it in the picture. It does look like there is a stone wall if anybody blows that up. So, yep. Pretty neat. And out in front here where Lincoln Drug used to be, they had a garden. I'd like to know what the fuck they had a garden for. What, for inmates to go walk themselves around? And I don't think that would have been a thing, because if there were spies that came into this town and shit, or anywhere, that's pretty, but to give them a scenery like that. Here's a garden. Come from Massachusetts. Yeah, you'll know definitely when you got a southern belle coming up here, because, of course, the Bostonian talk, I don't know if it was back then too, but the garden. Go get your car out of the garden. Go get your carriage. Yeah, right. Go get the horse out of the garden. But I thought I'd share that today. Very awesome finding in this Google Books. Usually when I look up stuff, man, and yeah, I just still ain't got the resources to find, obviously free stuff like this. So it's like, where do you go to? I'm always searching. I'm always punching in to see if I can find something. I mean, this guy, I forgot his name. If this guy could send me a something about Fitchburg and their old buildings, find out something about these old buildings in this town, I'd highly appreciate that, brother. But seeing this and getting this was just, like I say, man, you get the fans help you out. Fucking awesome. I mean, what else could have housed in this town? And like I say, that building on Granite Street I'm always looking at. Now I can just imagine knowing that spies and, drifters came into this town. And I'm sure there was a lot of drifters. But enemy spies just takes the cake. You just imagine they come up in these houses and stuff to live. Even this house over here, this red and white one I just passed, that one's big enough, to hold a lot of people in. And it's near the railroad tracks that used to be set back behind these buildings. And I remember watching the last train roll off that track back in 1985. Just an engine rolled down it. And then they completely shut the tracks off. But I would have loved to know where that... I haven't tried, and I believe... Oh yeah, these tracks lead all the way to fucking Monsterland. So... I don't know if that also runs off the Clinton tracks that has the abandoned Clinton tunnel. A lot of them tracks have moved but there's still some that's set in the woods. Yeah, there was a lot of train tracks that ran through these cities and towns, of course. Everything back then, carried by train. But just to find out stuff like this, man, fucking awesome. Awesome. That's what I love to do. Find out stuff, history stuff. Bring it back to life. Especially when I do my Native American videos of never forget. Story needs to be told and changed. But yeah, the tracks used to run along here, and there's still a bridge on the highway, mind you, that still exists. But yeah, that runs all the way through Monsterland. I gotta look up on the map on that too and see where that track runs. I'm sure there's some train tracks in the woods that still exist. But there's another thing. Between routes like Route 2 as we pass by it, routes like Route 12 used to all be Indian main trails. And in these train tracks, there's the bridge right there. As you can see it on the over the highway. The bridge still stands. I think they're trying to make it a part of the rail trail. But they haven't started that project yet. Like I say, a lot of stuff, a lot of mystery. And being said that damn train track used to stop right here, running through Monsterland, Indian Trail, gives me more to sit there and think and wonder, right? And it leads me to my thoughts and theories that wherever a goddamn Bigfoot sighting took place, there was always something of an Indian dwelling, homestead that existed. Just mind-blowing when you start really looking into stuff. And now these are my thoughts and theories, mind you. These are I don't know if they are in books. I don't know where they are, and I never looked them up. So, this being said, this is just what I like to do. And yeah, of course, all these train tracks used to run to the buildings, I believe, to drop, off supplies and stuff. So, because it runs right into the city. Into the other main track that still runs, so. Awesome finding, awesome stuff. So until that next video, be safe, take care. Always look into history, because you don't know what you might find. I know I love it. I don't know anybody in the world that don't like history. There's something wrong with you. There's something always interesting. Oh, next thing, you keep hitting this over. Michael Jackson. Holy shit. I just found something out and I gotta go over a video on this one. But yeah, this fucking Fruit Loop. I will call him a Fruit Loop. But I will also... I can't overlook this guy's brilliance-ness. And as much of a fucking freak he was, and I wish he never changed from when the fuck he looked back like in the 70s. What a buffoon. And I hope the allegations of him being a fucking child molester, I don't know if there will be anybody else that comes out and really slams him hard, but the guy was a fucking genius, and this album cover proves it. I just caught on to this last night. I don't know, videos started popping up, so I started searching again, and this fucking album cover, it's like, whoa. I mean, yeah, they're talking about the industry. I think it's more like everything. Music, the government, and hidden conspiracy theories. I mean, the way this album cover is presented. And of course, as you see on the top there, he's got a monkey face with the crown on it. Someone did mention in another video that I was watching, the King of Pop. I don't know what the fuck this guy had with monkeys and shit, but Jesus Christ. But, you know, back in the day, yeah, I got a little out of him. Off the Wall album. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little into disco when I was younger. I enjoyed music. He had some good tunes. But for what his transformation did and shit, man, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Gonna fucking cut your nose down. Then he's gotta be white. Then he's all distilled and can't fucking... Oh my God. But this album cover, I gotta go over. And, yeah, that's just fucked up. But he got some real serious things on there that represent life itself. Other than that, let me get out of here. Good findings. I thank the person again for this article. Awesome findings. Now I gotta find my button to shut the fucking thing off. Let it go. And out. Find my button. Oh, there it is.